So we did our summer cover reveal. That was our first pop-up event. So when we say pop-up event, this kind of give a little bit of texture behind this.
Yeah.
It's right now. Obviously, we can't have events the way we want to. I'm trying as hard as I can, but it's
too hard.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we've had 2 little pop-up events where I just tell people, you know what, come to this location, make a reservation at this restaurant, and we'll be together in some way. We'll be at our tables. We can still have our red carpet out. We can still take pictures.
Yeah.
So we actually did this at Rabias Dolce Fumo in the North End, owned by one of our members, Christian Silvestri and Kim Fontaine, and it was a nice success.
Yeah.
Like about 25 people came, but it was a little bit more of an intimate setting.
Yeah.
We revealed our summer cover, which is the McCourty twins.
And you know what I find
Devin
funny
and Jason
too?
McCourty.
I think at our last show, we had talked about the North End and how you were talking about how it's, or I don't know if it was at our last show or if it was at the virtual event, but we kind of talked about how the North End is kind of saving
It kind of brought the city back to life. Yeah.
And with everyone outside, it was just, it was nice.
So it was a nice
overcrowded.
tie-in. It was a nice tie-in doing that.
Yep.
And honestly, like we'll probably, if I can't pull it together for an event the way we want to do it for August, which I'm
hoping, but
having
we'll see.
some challenges right now with that. Yeah, we might just do another pop-up event.
Yeah.
And it's just and whoever comes. It's like everyone's kind of on their own to make their own reservations to get there, and it's still nice.
Yes.
It's still nice. It's still a sense of community. It's still fulfilling that civic responsibility a little bit. So we had that one at Rabias Dolce Fumo, but then I also had one. I was in Atlantic City, and we have a. I love Atlantic City, so I'm there a lot.
Yeah.
My buddy and I have a timeshare down there, and there's just there's a nice tie-in between Boston and Atlantic City. Like there's stuff that every time I'm down there, everyone within our Legacy Club, or not everyone, but like people within our Legacy Club ask me, like, oh, set something up. When can we get down there? So I'm in the process of working out some pretty good deals at the different casinos, different hotels, where we can, have a significant price break and deals to be able to get to Atlantic City. We have Mike Lopez, AC Mike down there. He's kind of like the unofficial mayor of Atlantic City.
Yeah.
He's going to be writing a piece for at least the online magazine where he talks about the history and things in Atlantic City. And like I said, I'm working out deals where we can get down there at a very effective reasonable price.
Yeah.
And just have some fun. But
fun to tie the two together, right? Kind of just go different places and introduce it to different people. It's fun. That's fun.
So I was down in Atlantic City promoting both obviously Boston Man Magazine. We had a pop-up event at Wonder Bar in Atlantic City, which is owned by Brian Miranda.
We'll show some of those pictures too, because that looked like a lot of fun. That looks like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was, and then the label is going to be starting new campaigns in both Philadelphia and Atlantic City. So it's promoting the label, promoting Boston Man, getting the name out there, and of course we'd have our relationship with Jersey Man Magazine, which does a lot of stuff in Atlantic City as well. So it's a natural marriage for sure.
Yeah. And with that being said, we can kind of talk about now with the label going into the pop-ups, the summer issue. Because we've kind of just been busy right now getting that together.
Yeah, very busy, and it's been such a challenge, Andrea, getting these magazines together right now, because
getting the content.
I have to be mindful of what everyone's going through, of where everyone's. So I can't harp and push to get pieces quite the way I used to, and it's just like there's been so many moving deadlines, moving targets. Even right now, going at the time of this filming, we're still pulling together the final pieces of the summer magazine. But yeah, no, I'm so proud of this magazine. I've been telling people it's our biggest, most important, and most impactful issue to date. And when we talk about Devin and Jason McCourty, those two gentlemen represent everything that is good and right about America. About the world for that matter.
And I can also say, even with the Patriots, it was always a name. You always had Tom Brady, you had those big names. But if you were, from New England, if you're a Patriots fan, they were just such good guys. They were kind of like the heart of the team. They were just great guys, both of them. Leaders is what I'll say.
And that's the name of our feature article here, Patriot Leadership. So for this we partnered with Nine Tailors, which is a clothing company here, and a luxury clothing company here in Boston, and the partnership is to help raise awareness and raise money for the Tackle Sickle Cell Campaign, which is a nonprofit that is very close to the McCourtys. And sickle cell, for those that don't know, it's a disease that primarily attacks African Americans, and there's just not a whole lot of awareness about it outside of those affected by it in the African American community. So the McCourtys have been pioneers in really like raising awareness and raising funds for this. So when you look at the cover, those suits, tuxedos, like in some of the images inside the magazine, that's all part of a
It's
part of
only
a
fitting
campaign.
to say they are on the cover of the summer
Correct. Yeah.
issue.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's
The
all.
McCourty twins.
That's all to raise money and raise awareness for the Tackle Sickle Cell Campaign. So we're honored to be a part of that. I was privileged enough to actually sit in on the interview that our writer Thomas Hare did with the McCourtys, and 90-minute interview that could have gone for 5 hours, and I would have been absolutely, I don't want to use the word entertained, just absolutely like, inspired by everything that these
It wouldn't have been boring. You could have had it go for 5 hours, and you would have wanted to hear every minute of it.
And this story is the longest feature that we've ever had in Boston Man magazine.
Wow.
So, and people are going to absorb and love every word of it. It's very, very inspiring, very impactful, and if all of us could just be a little bit more like the McCourtys, the world would be a much better place.
Yeah,
I can say that for sure.
And like I always say about the events, I can say it with the covers too. I feel like every cover that comes out, I always say it's the best one yet. You know that, because every time you send it to me, I'm like, it's the best one, it's the best one. But this cover is the best one.
I think we're pretty good at having our covers fit the moment.
Yes.
I mean, that's something that we've been very blessed to be able to really have these covers that are not just, that they're significant in the moment, but they're also significant in a timeless manner as well.